Hello friends, in last session we deal with the different concepts related to the overview of project management. Today we discuss about the network techniques. So network techniques are typically a technique for planning, scheduling and controlling the progress of the project with the help of specified activities. It includes different n number of techniques on which PERT and CPM are unanimously used throughout the world. PERT is project evaluation and review technique. CPM, that is critical path method. Next one is GERT, that is graphical evaluation and review technique. Then WASP, that is workshop analysis and scheduling technique. Next LOB, that is line of balance. Then critical chain method, that is CCM. Then RSTM, resource scheduling, resource planning and scheduling method. Next COPAC, that is critical operating production allocation sector. And next is MAC, that is manpower allocation procedure. And PCS stands for project control system. So these are different 10 number of techniques in the network analysis. Let's move toward different concepts including the network techniques, in which the most important one is the network. What do we mean by the term network? So network is a graphical diagram consisting of certain configurations. These are arrows and node. So arrow is represented by this and nodes is represented by circle. So these are the two configurations used in the network. At the same time, these two representations acts as a logical sequence of various tasks to achieve project objectives. Then different terms which are used in the networks. These terms are like, first term is the activity. Now this activity is an effort to complete a part of the project. It is the activity. Second one is the node. Node is a start or complete point for the project. It includes beginning or end of the project by means of the node. Then third one is the float, or certain times it called as slack, SLACK. Float means it is the latest point in time a task may be delayed from its earliest start date without delaying the project at a finish date. And last one is the critical path. Critical path is the longest path to complete a project, and it includes least float. So these are the four different terms used in terms of the networking. At the same time, there are different rules set for the network. The rules are like, each defined activity is represented one and only one arrow. The arrow represented by only one activity. Second one is, before moving ahead in the network diagram, all preceding activities, that is the dependent activities, should be completed in a time. Next one is the arrow indicates the particular procedure for the activity of direction of specific task, that indicates by the arrow. So it is nothing but the indication of general progression in time. Next is the events are identified by the different numbers. And last one is the network only have the initial and terminal phase. It concerns a PERT chart. It typically includes different type of activities which could be completed in a specific period of time. And generally for PERT, the period is considered in terms of different types of weeks. In the PERT, the different activities are shown like numbers 20, 60, 45. And here we could say that the end node, that is 60, is higher than the beginning node. That is one of the features in the PERT. At the same time, each activity is represented by the letter. Each activity is represented by specific letter, and the letter represents the amount of time required to complete the activity from this node to that one. So this is nothing but the diagram of PERT. This thing in PERT, it is specifically required to calculate different types of scheduling problems. That is the PERT. Now we move towards the network diagramming for the critical path method, that is CPM. CPM is a statistical tool used to manage different types of operations. These operations are typically planning, organizing and controlling of a project. These may be complex one, but they are routine in nature. So related to the CPM, with the diagram we could say there are different types of nodes are there. Nodes are represented by different types of letters. So these nodes are represented by A, B, C, D, E. This is the start point and the finish point. And here different types of activities are represented by the arc, that is the line. So this is nothing but the different types of weeks, like this way. So by this we could say that in terms of CPM, we have to know the different types of critical and non-critical activities to reduce different types of chaos, different types of delays or different types of floats happen in the process. At the same time, this network connects all the activities and shows which activities could be carried at first time. So we could say that in a series of activities, some of which must be performed sequentially and other could be performed in a parallel way. So this is the network diagram for the CPM. Move towards the main distinguishing factors between CPM, critical path method, and PERT, that is project evaluation review technique. It includes, main thing is the meaning. So CPM is a statistical network analysis technique that manages well-defined activities of a project, whereas PERT is a project management technique used to manage uncertain activity of a large-scale product. In terms of that, we could say, in terms of CPM, it is typically useful to those operations for which time durations and its resources are probably known, whereas in PERT, the chart is created to show the group of activities and estimated time that could be in weeks. Second one is the development. So CPM is developed by the USA in 1957 by E.I. DuPont, whereas PERT is developed by US Navy in 1958. Third one is objective. The main objective for CPM is method of control, cost and time, whereas objective for PERT is a technique of planning and control of time. CPM is activity based approach, whereas PERT is event based approach. So here is the main theme or main aim of CPM is activity, whereas in PERT it is an event. The main emphasis on CPM is on activities represented by lines and events by circle, whereas in PERT emphasis on start and completion event only. Evolution of CPM is typically for the civil construction, whereas PERT evolution is made for different types of research and development product and typically for different types of defense research. The model of CPM is a deterministic model where certainty is known, whereas PERT model is probabilistic model where it is uncertain in nature. The estimates for the CPM is a one-time estimates, whereas PERT is three-time estimates. It typically includes optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely approach. This is a three-time approach. CPM is typically suitable for reasonably precision one. Like we need in an arrow, we need, suppose like precision, we need 9.1, 8.9, 8.8, but in terms of PERT, we need accurate precision, that is, we need 9.9. So that is the difference between PERT and CPM. The base for CPM is a cost-based method, but PERT is a time-based method. In PERT, management of predictable activities could be determined, whereas in PERT, management of unpredictable activities are determined. The nature of CPM is somewhat repetitive in nature, but for PERT it is non-repetitive one. It could be useful for only one time, like defense-related instruments. In terms of PERT, crashing is applicable. In terms of CPM, crashing is applicable, but it is not applicable in terms of PERT. Crashing is a technique in which resources are added to the project for a least cost possible. That is the crashing one. There are two different types of diagramming method in terms of network. First one is the ADM. ADM is nothing but the arrow diagramming method, and second one is the PDM, that is precedence diagramming method. ADM method is also called as activity on arrow, and PDM is also called as activity on node. So activity and arrow, it means there are two different types of activity, like activity A and activity B, and both are joined by an arrow. So here we could say that circle and junction point is called as node in terms of activity diagramming method, and here activity are represented by the arrow, The arrow represent different types of activity on the node. Second one is the PDM, that is precedence diagramming method. Precedence means nothing but the previous one. It also called as activity on node. So here rectangle and junction point is called as node. The dependency is represented by typically arrow and activities are represented on the different types of node. So this is the nothing but the PDM or activity on node. Apart from this, now we move towards the one of the problem for the diagramming method, that is the network diagramming problem. Before moving directly to the problem, let's visit the basics of diagramming method in terms of network analysis. For that, here top left extreme represent early start, top right early finish, bottom left is the late start, bottom right is the late finish. Here duration, that is represented by different types of weeks or different types of days in numbers. So duration is right in terms of numbers. Here different types of activity could be written. Activity written by means of the letters like A, B, P, Q, like this way, and at last here float could be written, that is amount of activity delay by the date, but it does not mean the activity could not finish on time. The activity, though the activity delay for the start, but it could finish on time, that is the float. So again float could be written in number of days. So this is nothing but the representation of the network diagram steps. So in the given problem, which shows different three columns, in first column different activities are shown, activity A to activity H. Second column indicates number of days to complete the activity, and third column includes different types of precedent activities, which could includes different types of finish starts, like activity C must have to complete activity A and B previously and then only move further. Then activity D having C with 3 days lead. Like this way we have to say these are the different activities are shown in the problem. For activity F, both D and E activities could be completed previously. For G, D is a predecessor activity, and for H, F and G both are act as a precedence activities. Now related to the problem or related to the answer, from the diagram you could say that at extreme start, extreme top, ES, that is the early start. So for activity A, ES is 0. For activity A, duration given is 3. So that's why at center 3 is written. Then early finish could be 3 days. Then late start is 2 days, because here for activity B 5 days are required. So that's why if we started the activity 2 days later, then again at the same time we have to complete the activity on time. So that's why 2 days is the late start for activity A. So according to that, here float is of 2 days is for activity A, and it could be late finish for number of days at 5. For activity B, here early start is 0, duration again is for 5, early finish is for 5. E does not have late start and float, and the late finish is 5 days. Related to activity C, it is early start at 5 days, duration required is 9, and finish at 14. Then it moved towards activity D. For activity D, C with 3 days lead. D finished at 14 days. That's why D could be started 3 days previous to that. That is 11th day. So for activity D, early start is at 11 day. Then it is duration of 10 is equal to 21. For activity E, it is early start is 14, duration is 6, and hence it total completed at early finish 20 days. Whereas here we could make a 1 day float, because activity D could be completed at 21, and for F, activity F require completion of activity D and activity E both at a time. So early start is 21, duration is 4, and early finish is 25. We move towards the G. For G, only precedence activity is D1. Hence it started, that is 21, duration is 4, and finish is 25. Then we move towards the H. For H, 2 precedence activities are there, that is activity F and G, and duration is 2 days. Hence 25, 2 and 27, again float is not required here. So Again let finish is at 27. So from that we could say the critical path is B, C, D, F, H or B, C, D, G, H, and it requires project duration of 27 days. To the critical path, from the problem we could say the critical path is the path that is B, C, D, F, H, D, G, H. So these both paths act as a critical path for the given problem, whereas the duration from the problem is nothing but the project duration requires to complete 27 days required to complete the project networking. Hope you like the video. Your suggestions are always welcome. Thank you for watching the video. Kindly subscribe the channel.